to the Bookie and the Beard. My name's Dylan. I am the Bookie. His name's Alex. He is the Beard, and together we are the Bookie and the Beard. So, right now it's a little bit weird for us right now just because my aunt is currently positive for COVID, so we are forced to do this podcast virtually now. So, Alex, how's life over there in Quarantineville?
Well, I'm locked in a bedroom. It's okay. I have to go get tested today due to the fact that I'm in the game. I have to get tested today just because I am in close contact with her all the time. But besides that, I feel fine. I don't feel sick at all. Just hoping for a speedy recovery for her.
Yep. So right now we are recording a little bit later than we normally do. We normally record on Tuesdays, but with the whole COVID and the Tuesday night football game, I just wanted to be able to watch that and react to it. So if you're hearing this a little bit later than normal, we apologize, but it's what we needed to be able to react to the game on Tuesday.
COVID has really messed up timing on a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I just wanted to let you guys know why you're getting this out a little bit later, or hearing this a little bit later than normal. Probably going to be late Wednesday, maybe even Thursday, but I'm going to do my best to get it out as soon as possible. And then first thing I really wanted to talk about here today is just fantasy football, really. So I know I'm not in fantasy, as I've mentioned, but Alex is. Alex, why don't you go ahead and tell the listeners how your week in fantasy went?
It went terrible. Antonio Gibson getting hurt halfway through the first quarter of the game really hurt me. I had a chance to win that game and then get into the playoffs, but Antonio Gibson going down really hurt every chance I had. I believe I won in my other league, but I had already made the playoffs in that league, so I wasn't too worried. Playoffs start this week for pretty much every league. And yeah, I mean, I think I'm going up against Danny this week, which last week in the regular season, or the week before in the regular season, I lost by a point. So we'll see. But in the other league, I'm playing in the consolations just because I couldn't win a game. Couldn't catch a break.
You're in the playoffs now, then? Is that what it is?
We'll start in the playoffs this week with Danny and Mike, or not Danny, Ryan and Mike getting first round buys.
Okay. So who's all in this league?
So it's Ryan, Danny, Mike, Colin, Justin, Tommy, Thomas, Ranieri, and then myself. So it's an 8-team league. And it looks like Tommy and Justin are not making the playoffs.
Yeah, it's hard to stay focused for Justin there whenever you're,
He's in like 8 leagues.
Yeah, it's hard to stay focused when you're Justin. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, Justin. And Tommy has the worst record in the league.
Yeah, you should have just let me play. I mean, I know I did good, but...
I can't wait for the reactions to this.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, kind of keeping on Washington here. I know you were talking about Antonio Gibson there for a little bit, but just keeping on Washington. Going to the NBA, Russell Westbrook for John Wall in the first round pick. I personally think that this trade is not that big of a deal. I mean, I know people are saying Washington is the winner of this trade, but I'd almost argue that Houston would be favored. But if it was a healthy John Wall, no question that uh, Houston would be the victor in the trade. But I just kind of wanted to get a DC sports fan opinion on the situation here.
I think the biggest beneficiary of this trade is John Wall, specifically. A change of scenery. He hasn't been healthy in 2 years. He hasn't played much. He had great times in DC, which we thank him for. That game 6 where he hit the game winner against Boston in the playoffs, I believe it was 2017 or 2016, was huge. But he also, hasn't been able to stay healthy, which Westbrook has been able to stay pretty healthy throughout his career. But I only wish John Wall the best. I mean, I hope he goes and he's successful. He's a great player. But it's going to be interesting to see how he works with Harden and how Beal and Westbrook work together. I know Beal and Westbrook are friends, so I don't think it's going to be too big of an issue. And I think Westbrook is going to run the offense, and Beal is just going to benefit from it because he won't have to worry about being the main focus of everybody. So I think it makes the Wizards team better. Before this trade, I didn't think the Wizards would make the playoffs, but now that this trade happened, I believe the Wizards will make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, and it's just getting someone healthy in there at the point guard position, too, for the Wizards.
Exactly. Not rotating between 4 or 5 guys who, aren't at the star level. I think you need to have at least 2 stars on your team to really make a push. If they wanted to, they could add a third and see, where they could go. But I think with these 2, they're both all-star caliber players. I think it'll make Beal's life a lot easier.
Yeah. All right.
I'm excited.
Yep. Anyway, moving on here, I kind of want to go back to the NFL and talk about the situation out in Philly. Pennsylvania had a rough week, just in sports for NFL in general. So, Alex, what are your thoughts on Carson getting benched for Jalen Hurts?
I think it should have happened earlier. I think they're a little far out. They're only 2 games out, I believe, 2 games out, so it's not like they're that far out, but I believe they should have made this switch, 2 weeks ago. He provided a spark in that game. Not that it made it really close at all, but, he put up a fight and showed heart, and I don't think we had seen that from Carson Wentz. I think Carson Wentz is a lot like Derek Carr in a sense of you have to have the weapons around him, and he doesn't have any weapons. Jalen Hurts can make stuff happen with his feet. So I think it's a smart move to do that, to switch over to Jalen Hurts and see what he can do for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I'm kind of curious on what Aaron Rodgers was saying to Carson after that game. I was pretty excited to watch Pat McAfee show, Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays. It's about 40 minutes long, and he talks about everything and anything in Aaron Rodgers' life. And he said that he did not want to comment on what he said to Carson. So, pretty upset about that.
Interesting.
You got to understand that he was probably saying something that Carson would not want out, probably some advice, something like that. So I just wish I would have heard what he said because I saw that on TV when the game was happening, and I was just waiting for Tuesday to figure it out, but it wasn't to be. Kind of just wanted to talk about the Steelers too, real quick. Um, does this make them a more vulnerable next week to Bills, or I mean, what do you think about that?
I think that I've said it week in and week out. I was just waiting for it to happen. That this might be the worst undefeated team I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And, they almost lost to Baltimore without Lamar and without with RG3 and Trace McSorley. I don't think that I think they're a good football team. I don't think they're a great football team. Watching them against the football team, I saw they have some great wide receivers, but they drop so many balls. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous how many balls they dropped. But it's partially because the ball's into their hands so quickly. Because Big Ben hasn't taken a sack in 300 or 200 and some snaps or something like that. It's because he gets rid of the ball so fast, and so these guys are running their routes and have to get their hands up immediately. No excuse, they should be catching these balls. But I don't think that Pittsburgh is that good. I think Buffalo is going to give them a run for their money. I think Buffalo is going to win that game. And
if Buffalo puts them in talks with beating the Chiefs in the playoffs, and that takes the Steelers out, in my opinion. I mean, if you can't beat the Buffalo Bills, how are you going to beat the Chiefs? Well,
and that's the interesting part is, I've always said it. I like the Bills, and I think they're one of the top teams in the AFC. I think that they're probably number 2 now. I did say that they were the top team in the AFC, but I think the Chiefs have really come on strong. Was a little disappointed with their performance against Denver. They looked kind of, I don't know, uninspiring. But they're 11-1. But back to Pittsburgh, that win for Washington really, really, really made the energy in DC feel different. Like we can actually win this division, and we can do something in the playoffs. This defense is scary good. Pittsburgh's defense was number 1 defense in the league. And I think Washington just as good, if not more. That goal line stand by Chase Young on 4th down and inches was huge.
Yeah.
Just felt like, Washington and New York and the Giants are trending in the right direction. Whether or not, I think the Giants have a tougher end to the season.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. But I'm excited. We got, 14, 15, 4 weeks left of football till the playoffs.
Yeah. Just curious if you or how you were able to watch that game. Did you watch it live, or how'd you watch that? Because I know it was unavailable on TV around here. So, and you live 5 minutes away.
So I streamed it online. There's a website that I use. There's a website that I use. It's called sportshd.me. And then it has a whole bunch of ads and pop-ups, but once you get past all the ads and pop-ups, you watch the game. So I was watching it while I was at work, and then I had to go get Chick-fil-A, and then run home real quick, and then turned it back on to watch the end of the third and the whole fourth quarter. But yeah, it's sportshd.me.
It's a good old tip out there for people that can't find the game. So, anyway, moving on. I kind of wanted to talk about the probably worst call since the fake punt by the Colts. I can't believe, but I'm glad Greg Williams is fired after one of the worst calls since the Colts' terrible call against the Patriots, the fake punt. I just don't get why you would call all-out blitz in that situation. I mean, I get it that he ran through the zone on the last play, but I just don't get why you would all-out blitz with a rookie corner guarding one of the fastest receivers. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't understand it. You're trying to. I mean, to me, it really looks like they're trying to tank for Trevor. The fact that.
But Greg Williams, he doesn't care about getting Trevor. He was already gone, though. That's the thing. I mean, is that just ego at that point?
Maybe he thinks that if he gets a sack, he it makes the defense look better. I don't know.
Yeah, weird situation going on out there.
Yeah, I mean, he deserves to get fired after a call like that. The Jets really had an opportunity to win a game, so it blows my mind. But in turn, Oakland looks like they're falling apart.
Las Vegas, actually.
I'm sorry, Las Vegas. They're falling apart because, I mean, the last 3 games they've looked awful. They would be. I believe it's pretty bad, and then they got to go up against the Colts team.
Mm-hmm. With a good defense.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Should be interesting. So, I mean, Alex, was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, I'm good.
All right. So, pretty much just wanted to talk about the NFL this week, what's going on around the league, and our picks for Week 14. So, starting it off, we'll just go kind of as we did. I think last week it was, where we talk about the teams as we go from their past performances. So Thursday Night Football, starting it off, New England at the Rams. Give me the Rams, 28-24. I know New England looked good, but that was against a Charger team that's kind of thrown in the towel for the year. So give me the Rams fighting for the spot in the West with the Seahawks. 28-24 with the money line at plus 210 for New England and minus 255 for the Rams. At 6.5, I think the Rams will not cover. And with an over and under 45.5, I'll take the over this week.
Well, I every time I bet against the Patriots, they always end up winning. So I have the Rams winning this game, 28-21. So I think they'll cover that 6.5, but just by half a point. But again, every time I bet against the Patriots, they surprise me.
Yeah. I just think it was last week was just because of the Chargers throwing in the towel. So that's what I attribute that loss or that win to for New England.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, next game here we have Green Bay at Detroit. Give me Green Bay in a big win, 45-20. Aaron Rodgers is having some kind of year right now. He's in talks for best quarterback every single week, and he just hit 400, so it's a big milestone for him. To Devontae, look for him to keep it going against one of the worst defenses in the league in Detroit.
Yeah, it's going to be not a close game. I got it to be 35-17. I think Rodgers will be pulled from this game probably in the third quarter.
Just because of the dominance, or
yeah, it won't matter. It'll probably be 35-0 at that point, and then they'll make it somewhat close because all the reserves will come in.
All right. Next game here we have Tennessee at Jacksonville. Look for Jacksonville to make this a good game, but Tennessee to come out on top, 34-28.
Yeah, I got Tennessee winning this game. They're going to come out with a fire after losing the way that they lost to Cleveland. I got them winning 35-10.
I mean, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong, is the way I'm looking at it.
Yep.
So thankful that happened for the Colts, but at the end of the day, Tennessee still has that tiebreaker, so got to get some more games here.
Yep.
Just keep it on the Colts here. We have the Colts at Las Vegas this week. Give me the Colts, but I'm not very confident in this game. Raiders are so unpredictable. I mean, they lost to Atlanta, almost lost to the Jets, but they've beaten the Chiefs. I mean, that's just a Raiders team right there. Never know what you're going to get, so that's why I'm hesitant to make this call, but give me the Colts to edge one out, 24-20.
I got the Colts winning. I think it's going to be pretty big. Like I said, the Raiders have been bad for the last few games. I don't see that changing with the Colts defense and how they are. I think the game will be probably 28-10. I just don't think that. I think the Raiders are all smoke and mirrors at this point.
Colts defense is a real deal, by the way. I mean, they did intercept Deshaun Watson and broke his streak last week, so I was watching that game and said, man, they haven't had any defensive stops or anything this game. They need something, and sure enough, right after I said that, interception and then fumble, and then at the end of the game, they had the fumble recovery, so that defense is there. It's just not always there is the thing for Indy there, but
yeah,
it's pretty surprising to see Watson's streak snap, but at the end of the day, it's the receiver's fault. He caught the ball and let the guy bully him out of it, so that's pretty much that. On to the next game here. We have Dallas at Cincinnati. Dallas can't stop the run. Cincinnati, that's all they've got now. Give me Cincinnati in a very close game, 17-16 over Dallas at home.
Interesting. Yeah, I hardly ever will pick Dallas, but I have Dallas winning this game, 21-17. They looked good at times last night with Zeke. He had some pretty pretty solid runs. I think the Bengals will not. I mean, they're not as good of an opponent as Baltimore is, so I think Cowboys will win this game.
Yeah. Andy Dalton's fine. He's able to get the ball out to the receivers fine. Zeke, terrible year so far, but has potential. I just think Cincinnati's able to run over him. Anyway, on to the next game. Keeping it in the NFC East. Arizona at New York Giants. Give me Arizona in a fairly good game defensively. 23-13. We have the money line at minus 116 for Arizona and plus 124 for the Giants, with the spread at -3. I think Arizona will cover, and the over and under at 47.5. I'll take the under. I just think that the Giants are not going to have the offensive firepower, and defense is going to be the big thing this week. So they're going to hold Kyler, but they're not going to be able to match it with the offense, is what I'm thinking this week.
Yeah. I agree. I think that the Cardinals are going to win 20-13. I don't know. It could be a trap game, though, being that the Giants have looked impressive the last few games. But I think that they have one of the toughest ends to their schedule. So that may hurt them.
Yeah, they got the job done in Seattle, but who's to say that's going to be a regular thing? So, anyway, moving on here, going to the NFC North, Texas at Chicago. Give me Texas, 28-17. Enough said. Chicago's trash. They're a bad team. Alex, your thoughts?
Chicago. The Texans are coming off a heartbreaker of a game, but Chicago, really, I guess they're bad. I have the Texans winning 27-10.
Yeah, I just don't know how you're going to even close to winning this game. Deshaun Watson's looked too good to prove me wrong, or to make me think otherwise, that it would be in the Bears' favor to win this game, but I got Texas. So, anyway, moving on, we have Denver at Carolina. Drew Lock's one-dimensional. He worked on bootlegs. That's all he did for the game against Kansas City. So, very one-dimensional. You see right through him. That said, give me Carolina 21-13.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those games that I wouldn't really care to watch. But I got Carolina winning this game 17-10.
Yeah. I don't think Denver's even going to come close. So, anyway, moving on. We have Minnesota at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Give me Tampa Bay 35-13. Minnesota's not great. Give me Tom to come out there and have himself a night where he's connecting with everyone.
Man, this one is the Vikings are a lot like I don't know. I think these two teams are very similar in their streakiness. I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be 24-21. Buccaneers win.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that they're so streaky that it's going to line up where Tampa's going to have a good game and Minnesota's going to have a bad game. So it's all just trying to figure out the streaks here. Anyway, moving on to our featured game of the week here. Kansas City at Miami. Give me Kansas City in a good game, 27-21 with Fitz Magic coming in for Tua's ineffectiveness. Bold prediction, but give me Fitz Magic to come down, lead him down, and try and get a first down on 4th and 4 at the 30-yard line and fail. Right now, we don't have a money line available, but with the spread at 7.5, give me Kansas City to not cover that, and over and under is also not available. So, Alex, what are your thoughts on the Kansas City Miami game?
I think the Chiefs will win this pretty. I don't think it's going to be. I think it'll be a competitive game, but I don't think it'll be a super close game. I think the Chiefs will win this game 35-21. Hopefully they come out with a little more intensity than the other team did, than they did last week against Denver.
I mean, they just don't look that good right now is the thing. I mean, offensively. I mean, I know they're good, but they don't look like they're firing every week, you know? So you never know if you're going to get the firepower or if you're going to get the lackluster offense from Kansas City. But either way, they'll win games. So, anyway, on to the next game here. Jets at Seattle. Seattle, 30-20. Enough said. Alex, your thoughts?
You're giving them a lot of credit, giving them 20 points.
Sure.
I think it'll be something along the lines of 35-7.
Yeah. Seattle doesn't look that good offensively right now, so I don't know. I mean, I gave them 30, but we'll see. Anyway, on to the next game. Atlanta at the Chargers. Like I said, Chargers have thrown in the towel for the year. They're done trying to improve their draft status. Give me Atlanta 34-10 this week in a big win.
Yeah, I think that football players don't ever tank in real life. I think it's, a lot of the owners. I get, the not feeling like you're making a difference on your team and such. I think this will actually be a close game. Like I said, the Falcons are very streaky. I got it to be probably 24-17. They don't want to get embarrassed again like they did last week. Atlanta will win this game.
Okay. Anyway, next game, New Orleans at Philly. Jalen Hurts starting. Not going to make a difference. 42-13. Taysom Hill has himself a game.
I think the Eagles and Saints game will be relatively close as well. I think Jalen Hurts will play well. I think it'll probably be a 35-28 game. Again, there's not enough on Jalen Hurts to really know what he's gonna come out and do.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I would be interested in watching that game, honestly, being that Carson Wentz is finally out, so maybe Jalen can make a difference, but to that, we will have to wait and see. Anyway, next game, Washington at the Niners. Give me Washington in a good game with that solid defense, 17-16 in Arizona, playing the 49ers this week.
I think it's going to be. I don't know. I'm scared to pick this game because I don't want to pick Washington and then them tank. But I do believe that defense is very good. I think Washington's going to win this game 21-17. San Francisco's defense is the sixth best defense in the league according to stats. According to stats, Washington is the fourth, but I do believe Washington has the better team, and I think the offense is starting to really come together.
After Alex got trampled and had the bloody leg.
Yeah, and he's, it was like nothing.
He's like,
But I think...
Go out and beat an undefeated team. No biggie.
Yeah, I think Washington will win this game. I'm hoping, obviously, that I'm right.
I'm going to go ahead and make a bold prediction here. Giants will not win NFC East. It'll be Washington making the playoffs this year.
I think it's going to be a very interesting last four games. Washington plays the 49ers. They play the Seahawks. The last game of the season, they play the Eagles, and they play the Panthers. So at worst, I think they should end up 3-1. With the only loss coming to Seattle. But, that's why you play the games. Let's hope that they can win the division. They'll win the division at 8-8, but win the division, you get in the playoffs. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Will be interesting for sure. Anyway, on to the next game. Sunday Night Football. Pittsburgh at Buffalo. Super excited for this game. Can't wait to watch it. Josh Allen coming off the best game I've ever seen him play. And I watch all Josh Allen's games that are on TV, so this is a good one. Pittsburgh, don't know what Big Ben's doing. Yeah, so Eric Ebron complaining that they have to play 3 games in 13 days. Ridiculous. They don't look like they are a true Pittsburgh team that is gritty and fights through adversity like Tomlin wants them to. So they seem pretty soft for a Pittsburgh team. Give me Buffalo this week with Josh Allen coming off one of the best games he's had in his career, if not the best. 24-20 with the money line at -150 and +110 for Buffalo. Spread at 2.5. Pittsburgh will not cover. In the over and under, we don't have available right now. But Alex, just kind of want to get your thoughts on this game here.
I think the Bills are going to win this game, like I said earlier in the podcast. I don't think the Steelers team is. I think they're too busy making TikToks. I think the Bills win this game 28-24. I think it'll still be a close game because of the defense. But besides that, I don't think, I think the Bills will win this game.
Yeah. Anyway, on to the next game. It's actually the last game. Monday Night Football, Baltimore, Cleveland. Baker might be the most arrogant player I've ever seen in the NFL. I don't know if you saw his post-game interview. They asked him what went right. He goes, well, I just think to myself before I do something. Would an idiot do that? And if they would, I don't do that. I'm just like, come on, man. Anyway, he is having a good year. Browns are 9-3. That said, give me Cleveland to win 31-27 over Baltimore in a game that's very, very good against a tough Ravens team. Right now we don't have the money line available, but the spread at 2, give me Baltimore to not cover that. And then the over and under is also unavailable, but I can imagine it'd be pretty high. So, Alex, what are your thoughts on this game?
I think this is going to sound funny, but I think the Browns are the best team in the AFC North. I think that they're going to win this game.
That's right. I thought you were about to
I think that they're going to win.
In the AFC, I was like, oh my gosh, it's good.
I think that they're going to win this game. I think it's going to be a pretty close game just because it's Baltimore and Cleveland are always pretty good games. I think the Browns, like I said, are the best team in the AFC North. The Steelers are. It's hard to say that, with them being 11-1, but I think the Browns are better. I can't wait. I think they play each other one more time sometime in the next couple weeks.
17.
Week 17? Well, then that should be really fun to watch. I think the Browns win this game 32-28 in a close game, but we'll see.
Yep, we will just have to wait. So, should be an exciting week in the NFL. Hopefully, good week for fantasy. Yeah, so prayers up to Alex and his family for the COVID outbreak they have in their household. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this week on the Bookie and the Beer. Tune in next Wednesday. We will have a special guest joining us. I'm looking to start a YouTube channel here and start putting these up on YouTube, these Zoom conferences that we're going to be doing. So should be interesting and fun to have that visual experience. I'd appreciate it if you guys went out and supported us, like I was saying, just to keep us motivated to do this and help improve your audio and visual experience with everything. Yeah, so the link for it is anchor.fm/thebookie-and-the-beer/support. You can make monthly contributions to our podcast for 99 cents, $4.99 or $9.99 per month. We greatly appreciate your support. We love having that you guys listen every week, and we're thankful for that. Yeah, so go show some love there. We have a YouTube channel that we're probably going to be starting up soon. We'll put that in our Instagram as soon as it's up. Look for that on Instagram. And yeah, that's pretty much it this week. Alex, do you have anything else to add?
No, it was a great week of football. Let's hope for another one.
Yep. All right. So best wishes to you.
Thanks.
Stay healthy.
I get to get something stuck up my nose later on.
Yeah, and we will have Mr. Daniel Turner joining us next week on our Zoom. So should be interesting and fun to ask him some questions. So.